What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down if short wide receivers can play Division I football. So this is a question that we got asked maybe like 2 or 3 times yesterday, and I wanted to address it just because it is 100% possible to be able to play at that next level, especially the Division I level if you're on the smaller side of things. Now, if you're maybe like, 5'2", 120 pounds, like obviously that's not realistic, right? But at the end of the day, the goal is to get your education paid for and to play football at the next level. And if you're a little bit undersized, you can still do that as a wide receiver if you can emphasize these things we're going to be talking about today, okay? So now, if you're undersized and you're maybe slow, you're not explosive, it's going to be very, very challenging to play football at the next level, right? But if you are on the shorter side, but you're explosive, you're fast, you can still stand out on tape because what you can showcase on film, that's what a college coach wants to see. A college coach, if he thinks that you can help them win games and you're exactly what he's looking for in a wide receiver and you can make plays, he's going to be able to take a chance on you. So we're going to be looking at Memphis wide receivers, Memphis wide receiver from the Senior Bowl right here. And we're going to be talking about how he's able to work on the details of the position, right? So let's watch it full speed. So he's running this route we call a T route. So what a T route is, and then you guys might have seen this type of route before, but what a T route is like the opposite of a whip route, right? Like a whip route, you'd break to the slant and then whip it back to the sideline. A T route is where you break to the 5-yard out, then whip it back to the inside. So it like builds off of a 5-yard out, for example. Now, how does this apply to shorter guys? What a college coach is going to want to see is he wants to see you be able to accelerate out of your breaks and get into your breaks smooth. So what does that exactly mean, right? They talk about, and I've heard Nick Saban talk about this before and what he looks for in wide receivers or what their like staff looks for in wide receivers because obviously he's a defensive guy. And they look for guys who could get in and out of breaks smooth and they could accelerate out of the break. How smooth are you at the top of the route? That's what they're looking for. And obviously Alabama has a long track record of great wide receivers. So that's what people are looking for at that next level, right? So when he gets into this route, what does it mean being smooth into a route? It means having speed into a route, actually selling the route. So something you should really be emphasizing if you're on the shorter side of things is, can I sell my routes? Can I sell vertical on routes? Like if I'm just running basic routes, like a dig route, like an out route, like a corner, a post, can I sell vertical from point A all the way to point B? Can I sell vertical all the way there and make a violent change of direction? And that's also what they're looking for when they say, I want to see guys smooth in and out of breaks. Because what a lot of people will do, the mistake that they'll make is they'll make routes, especially high school receivers, when it's either a whip route or a T route like so, is that when they get to this break point, they're not explosive with their movements. They don't actually drop their pad level down. They don't bring their chin to their knee. What they do is they just chop their feet. They just beat the drum. That's not what they're looking for at the next level. And especially if you're undersized, that is definitely not what they're looking for at the next level. They're looking for guys who could be explosive right here. They're looking for guys who could drop going full speed into breaks, be able to create energy at that break point, and be able to shoot out. The details matter, fellas, because again, like you're undersized and you might be fast, you might be explosive. Everybody at the next level is going to be fast, is just as fast and just as explosive, but they're going to be bigger than you. So that's what those college coaches are going to think. They're going to be thinking, okay, do we think this guy can bring something to the table and help us win games? And they're looking for the details like we just covered while being smooth in and out of the break. So fellas, this offseason, you have to work on that. You have to work on your ability to change direction on a dime. Be explosive with your movements. Be able to accelerate out of routes and actually be able to sell the route because those are all the things that will show up on film, and that's what will translate to the next level in playing college ball. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. And again, this receiver is probably no bigger than 5'10", right? But you see how well he's able to move and how he's able to put these DBs in a bind and create a ton of separation. Now, this offseason, another thing that can help you guys improve your skills is we are going to be coming out to 9 different cities for 2-day-long quarterback and wide receiver training camps, fellas. So if you guys are local to Phoenix, Arizona, Houston, Texas, Newark, New Jersey, Atlanta, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois, Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California, we would love to have you out to one of our off-season training camps for wide receivers and for quarterbacks. So wide receivers, what we'll be covering is we'll be doing 2 whole days, as you can see here on our schedule list. Every single camp is going to be a 2-day camp, 4 hours each day, and 3 hours of the 4 is going to be solely dedicated to positional work. We're limiting spots at this camp to only 10 to 12 guys per position group, per age group. The camp's going to be split up with the youth guys and high school guys. So high school and college guys will be on one side, youth guys will be on the opposite side, right? And we're all going to switch. You get to work with every single coach, but we're going to be emphasizing specific techniques and actually coaching you. That's why we're limiting spots. If you guys screw up, we're going to tell you what you did wrong and how to fix it. It's not going to be like one of those camps where you just screw up. It's a bad rep, bad route. You get jammed and then, okay, next guy up because we're trying to run you through fast. That's not what we do. We're actually there to coach you. So if this sounds like something that you guys could get some benefit from and you guys want some more information on this, check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. We'd absolutely love to have you out to one of our 9 off-season camps that we will be having coming up this year. So now, last clip here. Main thing is when you're on the shorter side, you have to be able to add little something extra to your routes, right? Because like now, maybe you're not like the fastest guy. Maybe you're fast, but everybody at the next level is going to be just as quick as you. You're not like a Tyreek Hill level speed. You're not just dusting guys. Maybe in high school you are, but trust me, in college, every single person on that field was the same player you were in high school. That's why playing college football is so challenging. That's why having success in college football is so challenging. So we're going to watch this route from the same wide receiver from Memphis here, right? So he comes up, gives a little stutter, and then runs this stop route, right? So this is like a stutter stop. So now a novice route runner will just, and again, this isn't wrong, but what he'll do is he'll just come up to the outside, sell vertical, and then just snap it right off, right? Now, if you're on the undersized level of things, and you got to add something extra, right? Because like, again, if this DB's bigger than you, he's more physical than you, and you don't add little things like this to make your routes deceptive, to make your routes all look the same, he's going to be able to get hands on you. He's going to be able to knock you off the route. As a shorter wide receiver, you got to create a whole nother way of playing for yourself. You have to understand coverages. You have to understand what a DB is looking for to make yourself successful, right? So when you guys come off the line of scrimmage here, like you watch this, he gives a little stutter route, right? So what does this sell? This sells stutter go. It's about pairing routes together. It's about having a high football IQ. So he's making this DB think, oh, he's stuttering. Oh, it's a hitch route. Then he bursts up and goes to the go route, and he's going to overcommit because he does not want to get beat over the top. And then what does this receiver do? Snaps it right off, and you see the amount of separation that he's able to get simply because he made his route look like that little stutter go, hitch and go, however you want to think of it. So that doesn't just apply for this route. That applies for every route. Like you guys are doing like a slant route, for example. You guys should be doing that. Like maybe you do like a split release, take 3 steps to the outside, DB jumps, and then you slip under. And then maybe the next time he's sitting to the inside shade, you do a split release, you take off to the outside, and he's kind of sitting there, and then you just take off on a fade route. It's all about having a high football IQ. You have to be smarter than everybody else, and you have to be very, very detail-oriented when you are on the shorter side of things, and if you're trying to play at that next level, especially at the Division I level, fellas, that's what it takes. I say this a lot, but I remember I had a session this maybe about a month or two ago, and we had some college level DBs out there, guys who are going to be playing Division I ball, Boise State. DB coach brought them out for some of the receivers that I work with, and every single receiver, when they would run a basic route, they would get jammed. It wouldn't even be close because that's the level of talent that it takes to play at the next level. Those DBs are talented. Those DBs are disciplined. But then we brought a couple college receivers out there, and those college receivers were getting separation every single time because they added a little something extra and they had the IQ to know how to beat coverage. It's not rocket science, fellas. You got to understand leverage. You got to understand what a DB is looking for and how to pair routes together, especially if you are undersized and want to play at the next level. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job hitting the stutter. Great job bursting up vertical and putting the brakes on to create that separation. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys as usual. And again, fellas, if you're local to one of our 9 off-season training camps that we were having in Phoenix, Houston, Newark, these 2 camps, our Phoenix camp is this weekend, but Houston and Newark are almost completely sold out. We only have about 4 spots left for each one, and we get sign-ups for those just about every day. So I hope we can see you guys out there. And again, Atlanta, Columbus, Chicago, Dallas, Nashville, and Los Angeles, fellas. Would absolutely love to have you out to one of our camps. If you want to get better, in a small group setting, we have DBs out there for one-on-ones each specific day. Check out that very first link below. I'll see you guys next time.